Hey guys, this is for anyone looking for a kickstand for a cargo bike, something that's solid. This one here retails for $22. The reason I picked it up is because I basically didn't want to spend $60 for a kickstand. But this thing is solid metal, like I mean solid. You could not bend this if you tried. Nice big chunky welds. Yeah, the whole thing is pretty much solid, except for this plate on the top is a little bit thin. But we'll get into that. Some of the issues that this kickstand has will address, and so if you decide to just spend $22 and you have some power tools laying around, you can get a half decent kickstand out of it. First thing off, one of the reviews was the guy was complaining that it kept spinning loose. Under the plate where you mount your kickstand, there should be a lip on the end that sticks down. That would stick into this lip here, and that basically keeps it from spinning and then hitting your back wheel. As soon as it comes loose, it'll just jiggle and then you tighten it up. But yeah, so that was one of the main issues. The guy was complaining that this wasn't textured. Well, it's not going to make a difference. This is actually a better design than having it textured. Another issue that he had is the kickstand. For whatever reason, they have it set that it's hanging half down like that. Now, I totally get why they did that, because you don't want your chain rubbing up against this, but they're not even close to the chain. And I'm almost in my top chain ring. So, we're going to have to address that. I'm thinking what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up taking my, my grinder and cutting these tabs off. I'm not going to try and straighten them out, it's just way too thick. And once we adjust it to where it's not hitting the chain but it's like pretty much straight, I'll drill a hole through it and then just run a bolt and a screw, and that'll be your stop, right? But yeah, so that's a crazy design, which I'll show you on the bike just how bad that really is. Okay, so one of the problems is already, this is a standard frame. There's nothing too spectacular about this frame that there's any reason why this wouldn't fit, because I mean a Walmart kickstand will fit this frame. This bolt is too short. So I totally don't get why that is the case for that, but we'll address that. So when this is sitting on, as you can see, it really sits low. Like if you take a corner and that hits the ground, with it being such a solid kickstand, it'll literally throw your back wheel out and make you wipe out. So as you can see, there's lots of room for error there. If you want to bring it up more, it's not going to hit the chain. So like what we'll do is I have a cutting tool on the on my grinder, so we'll just basically cut those off. If I try and hammer them out, it's just gonna damage the kickstand. It's easier just to cut them out. We'll remove the spring when we do it. For this here, this piece here does look a little thin. This could be a problem because it'll keep coming loose. I don't know why they wouldn't make it out of the same material as that. It's like double the thickness. And when you put it on the frame, they cut corners so much that it barely even fits the frame. So I don't even know if you'd use that. Like, I mean, my plate on my frame is totally welded from end to end, so the plate should be able to hold it. If I use a shorter bolt with a washer and just basically bolt it right to the frame of the drop out there, should be alright, and it won't damage my frame in the process. We'll see if there's any movement when I try and bring it up and down. I think it'll be fine. But let's get these tabs off and see if we can't get it adjusted. Well, grinding half the tab off did the trick. You just got to grind through it and then snap it off with pliers. But as you can see, just taking half of it off straightens it out. I'll put it on the bike. Now it hits the chain, but now we can adjust it to what we want. So right there, that's flat and it just touches the chain right there. so we really don't have to do too much with it. Let's figure out a way of getting it bolted up where it's solid, and then we'll worry about adjusting the how much it hangs down. Okay, so I ended up drilling a hole there and putting a self-tapping screw in to get it to stop before it hit the chain. Problem with that is when you totally extend it, it hits over here, so that's not going to work. You can see the hole I put, so don't do that. I think what I'm going to do is extend it like that and take my welder and put a blob of metal on there, and then I can adjust it with the file. But I mean, it's right there, you know what I mean? It's such a fine adjustment that even taking a little bit of welding rod on the end there it should be enough to stop it right about there, and clears the chain. Other than that, I didn't use this piece obviously because it's too thin. This will just keep moving and it'll keep loosening off. I mounted it right to the frame with a thick washer, and it's solid. I can show you what it looks like when you kick it up. And this bike can be quite heavy, so just there you go. And that is a killer kickstand. You don't have to worry about that falling over. Later, guys.